Look at this day. The sun will set within an hour, maybe sooner. Serene, peaceful, western desert area, rural country, and welcome to a new series in the Nut and Fancy Project. A new series. This will be the first one I will ever do. More to follow, I think. And the series is called, Is It Still Awesome? Is it still awesome? I mean, Nut and Fancy, you reviewed this item years ago. Newer and better versions of it have come out, or maybe competitive options, which you do cover in your tabletop and bunker reviews. And I'm just wondering, should I get rid of this thing that I bought like 12 years ago off your review? So it's a new series. It's called, Is It Still Awesome? I like it. There's so much fun we're going to have in these series of videos, I think. And I think you'll like it. We're going to get started here with a concealed carry option, a go-to-war compact pistol option. You know the title, and it is on the Glock 26. Is it still awesome? Now, I have other guns in mind that I'm going to go down this road with. A super awesome TMP Patreon donor asked me about 2 weeks ago about the Glock 26, which is right here. And he goes, dude, I have a Glock 26 and my friends are making fun of me for having it. Or something to that effect. He messaged me in Patreon. I was like, excuse me? Your friends? Your friends think you're dumb for having a Glock 26 and for keeping your Glock 26? Am I understanding that right? And he goes, yeah. I was like, well, number one, your friends are retards. They are retards. I'm not exaggerating. Maybe time to get new friends. Now, there's so much information and disinformation on everything. Okay, knives, guns, watches. There's a lot of TPA, third-party advertising, where dude acts like he's an unbiased reviewer. In fact, he's on the take in one way or another. That's common. I'm not. So I just share with you guys, my beloved viewers, what my focus remains on. So I'm a systems guy. I've always been a systems guy. I talk about how to integrate things into systems. And this Glock 26 is, in a lot of people's minds, a concealed carry pistol. But in my reviews that I have done, I think I've done like 2 to this point, I've basically said it's a little bit more than that. The Glock 26 is like, let's be honest, it's like most other Glocks. Hold on, let me turn this freaking speaker off. Someone keeps bugging me, and yes, I am in cell phone range. It's like every other Glock, so which is to say it's pretty awesome. But the slide's the same, the grip is more or less the same, albeit truncated, abbreviated. But it's a Glock, okay? And so all the Glocks have that family resemblance, and they have the same ergonomics more or less. So if you were to condemn the Glock 26, you're going to condemn the Glock 19, you're going to condemn the Glock 48, of which we're going to shoot here too as a competitive option, and it just doesn't make any sense. Maybe dude was concentrating on the width. He goes, well, you know, a SIG P365, a Hellcat, those are much thinner, they're easier to carry. I will agree with that, and I have to, because I've said that in my reviews, and I'm very consistent in my reviews and in my philosophies. That's true. A thicker gun is harder to carry if you're doing it like in a shoulder holster. I'm going to show you my Galco Classic Light that I've used with this Glock 26 forever. Maybe inside the waistband. It does help to have a thinner platform. But every person's frame is different. And so for me, I'm 6'3". I'm a little bit on the fat side right now. So I'm probably like 222 right now. I wish I was like 210. But I'm not, because I like pizza and chocolate. I do. And dude, I'm 57. So these things happen. So for me, carrying the Glock 57, the Glock 26 in a shoulder holster really isn't that big of a deal. Carried inside the waistband for me is more big of a deal because I do feel that thickness a little bit more. The slide is like 1.1 inches, and then the overall width, if I'm remembering right, it's like 1.26. It's not the thinnest piece out there, okay? But let's go back to one of my original philosophies in TMP, and that is what? Yes, firepower versus mobility. If we take a Glock 26, it's basically a cut down 19, of course. There's something magical about the gun for me. I've always said that. I was like, I can shoot a Glock 26 very well and watch me miss all the time because we're going to just do this infield live shooting, no BS. But I've always shot well the 26. It's thicker, I know, but I'll take that extra thickness for more comfort in the hand and more capability. Okay? So we're going to come back to that. Let's do a little bit of shooting. I have a Blue Force gear, elastic LBE vest on. Okay, and then I'm going to laze this to see where we're at. This is my Leica Rangemaster CRF 1600. One of my go-to laser rangefinders in the project. Has been that way for over 12 years. 15 yards, bros. So we're at 15 yards on this. And let's do a little bit of shooting. Now my electronic hearing protectors are the Walker Razor. I'll put a link to these below. They are fantastic. One of the best electronic, and let me say this, cost-effective electronic muffs that I found are these Walker Razors. They're good. Light is fading quickly. We'll keep filming. Is it still awesome? The Glock 26. 15 yards. It's not that far. I'll give you that. But I've seen a lot of people miss at 15 yards. Even on that size of target. How about a headshot? Oh, right in the neck. Right in the head. That's a tiny head too. Oh, dude. Oh, missed that one. Back to the body. Whoops, failure to lock open. Glock 26. Probably the mag. I still love it. That's the thing. I still love the 26. We'll see if it's still magical for me, though, as we push it back a little bit. A word on that. For training, for practice, this is too far. What you want to be is about 7 yards, 5 yards, not on steel paper. For steel, 15 yards is fine. Why am I at 15 yards? A little more challenging. I'm kind of just doing it for the video and to prove this gun is, for me, really accurate. At least it has been. It seems like it still is. That's why. But realistically, if you guys train or practice, do it closer. Do it closer. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a capability to make, well, like you saw there, a headshot at 15 yards on a communist zombie. You should. But that's not where the bulk of your training should be. And getting back to my setup on this Glock 26, which, by the way, is my 1998 purchase Glock 26. How's that? I've had this sucker since 1998. And after doing TMP all these years, I've never sold it, never felt the need to sell it. Really, you could stop watching the video right there. If you want to know my opinion, there you have it. Why? Why should I sell it? You don't sell Glocks, you just keep adding more. Okay? I'm serious, just add more. You don't sell Glocks. Unless it's a weird caliber like 357 SIG, maybe a 45 ACP Glock 21 that you can't afford to shoot and you're not reloading, then I could see it. But no, you just keep adding to the collection. Yeah, so getting back to my setup, Heine straight 8s. These are Trit sights, although they're really dim right now because they're old. But look at that sight picture. Very precise. Metal, serrated in the back. Easily my favorite Glock sights. I've always raved about them. Then I have a grip on the grip, and that was put on in 1998. So kudos to A-Grip. It has lasted since 1998. That is my original one. I'm pretty sure that's my original one that I put on there. Then I have a +2 plate on there. And like it didn't lock open the last shot. That might have something to do with that because I don't think I put in a stronger spring. I probably should have. Let's move it back. Let's move it back to a yardage, I don't know, something reasonable. We're not going to get silly. And I might miss. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to hit every shot, but what I've always found with the Glock 26 is that, well, I can shoot it like a full-size Glock. And that's what I've always said. So we're going to go out on this rusted out 4x4, whatever this is. I'll show it to you later. It's like a side-by-side. We're going to put in a Glock 19 mag. That's another benefit to this platform. So it runs Glock 19, Glock 33s. I'm talking 33 rounders, Glock 17 mags. It's a big benefit, man. Awesome. Now I have found in my drills that sometimes these mags will rock back and forth and induce jams. I have seen that. So you're better off getting a spacer if you can, if you're going to run the longer magazines, to minimize that wiggle. Now let's laze this and see where we're at. I would guess 40-ish, 40 yards, not that far, but with a compact pistol, it's not bad. Let's see. It says, nothing fancy, you are going to miss. Wow, that's messed up. 35 yards is where we're at, dudes. And I gotta show you this right now. Look at how sick this is. Look at this burned out side by side. How hilarious is that? Oh my gosh, what a fun video. Is it still awesome? Well, we're gonna find out. Now here we're at a farther distance, so we're gonna have to slow down. We're gonna have to concentrate on our marksmanship fundamentals if we're gonna make a hit. Now, those last couple shots I am shooting to reset just so I have less trigger movement and I can really maintain my sight picture. Glock 19 magazine in this unit, working pretty darn good. Oh yeah, buddy! Okay, so we're seeing the same theme that I've talked about before. That for me, a Glock 26 shoots like a full-sized Glock, or at least a Glock 19. Maybe you're different. Maybe you run a 26 and you go, I can't hit anything with that thing. We're all different. I'm not saying that across the board this is the most awesome pistol ever designed, but I'm saying even in today's world with amazing competitive options, that you should still probably put the 26 in your rotation. That's all I'm saying. Is it still awesome? Heck yeah, it's still awesome. Nothing's really changed. The thing is, it was ahead of its time, right? Ahead of its time. We're going to bring out one of those amazing competitive options just so we can balance this discussion out. Because I don't want it to be like a Glock fanboy thing. I don't, but let's balance it out. So here comes a P365 tack pack and FDE with an extended magazine and the awesome Kuziak leather inside the waistband holster. Order 1 or 2 now. It is a family that puts these together. You will have to wait as they make it from scratch for your friggin' pistol. It'll take about 2 weeks. You won't care. Look at how thin that is. Look at the retention. This is all I use for inside the waistband carry is a Kuziak leather. I think this is their signature model. Links below. Buy with confidence. Made in America. Priced right. It's like $50. So many TMPers have bought this, they absolutely love it. Okay, anyways, that's the holster. Here's that thinness we're talking about. It is a factor for IWB for me. P365. I mean, it carries. I love the 365. It is a standard of measure. And let's just do the same shot with a P365. I should be able to hit with this just like I hit with a 26. Who knows? I might miss more. Now, one thing I'm noticing with this is the sights are really blocky as they came out. These are TFOs. And so that's really kind of a disadvantage at this longer range for me versus those straight 8s where they're super precise. I get a great sight picture. Little bit of an excuse. Is there an excuse going around here? We'll pretend there is. This gun is awesome though. I'm not going to take anything away from a P365. They're awesome. By the way, I am trying to hit every shot. I ain't pulling no shot on purpose. No way. That front sight at this distance really sucks. I pulled that one. Now, is this a realistic thing? Well, define realistic. Are you saying, is it a realistic defensive or a, active shooter protocol thing? Kind of. I mean, there's been dudes that have made longer shots and all they have is their pistol. And so that's what they're doing, is they're using their pistol to stop the bad guy. So kind of, but again, I'm saying you should concentrate closer in. Oh yeah, not bad. I missed more with this than I did the Glock 26. I'll tell you that. I missed more. It's a great gun, but I kind of hit a little bit better with the Glock 26. Again, it could have been the sights. It could have been everything. Is it still awesome? Heck yeah, it's awesome. Glock 26 is amazing. Never ever sell your Glock 26. You don't snipe in Carentan and you don't freaking sell your Glock 26, dudes. Okay, I'm gonna reload some and then we'll talk about another competitive option. Tactically stylish as always. I got my shorts on. Sorry about that. I am what I am, I don't really care that much about style. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, nothing fancy, that's pretty obvious. I mean, you, after all, carry a fanny pack. I do, and I will continue to do so. It's awesome. Okay, I went to the X4, the Wolverine, which I'm not going to shoot, so don't be worried about it. And I retrieved and reloaded, for the Glock 26, and got the mags for this. Here comes a Glock 48, y'all. In stylish KG coat, that is bomber green. I did the work myself. Love how it turned out. Now, the plot thickens when we talk about a Glock 43X or a Glock 48. This is basically a thin 19. With shield arms, magazines, which are 15+1 now. I did a separate video on them. Watch for that. This is a happening gun, dudes. So maybe you go, and maybe your friend, the one I said who's a retard, did I really mean that? Yeah, I did. Yeah, that guy. So maybe he's thinking about a 43X or a 48, and he goes, well, why would you go with a 26? It is thinner, but the weights are the same. Did you notice the weight on my Glock 26? Where did I put it? It's in here. So basically 21.5 ounces, if I remember right. Let me look. I wrote it. 20.5 with a magazine, so it's actually less than that. This gun's the same. So they weigh exactly the same. Now, you could say, well, with the shield arms, this one has more rounds. Good point. Good point. It's also longer slide. 43X has a shorter slide. It just kind of seesaws back and forth. Let's do some shooting with the 48. We'll see how it does at this extended range with fading light. I should have put an O light on that target, but I think you guys can see it, right? All right, so are we loaded up here? I think we are, yep. Okay, always trying to hit. I'm always trying to hit. Uh-oh, damn, son. So these sights, I should have drifted more to the right, so I'm aiming right plate now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That might be because of my coating job, although it is lubed up. This gun is lubed up. I'm shooting S&B, which isn't the most powerful 9mm, but you saw the other guns didn't have a problem with it. Man, I'm not doing too good with this. Embarrassing. There it is. I'm really having to work to hit with this. It might be the sight not regulated for me. And it's also the thicker blade. Excuses, excuses. I need to put a lot more rounds through this so to break in that job. That not Durka, it's KG. Holy crap, this is embarrassing. And it stays in. I need to check these sights. It's bad. That's horrible. Yeah, it's the sights. I guarantee it's the sights. I do like the original plastic sights, but at these extended ranges, the fat sight, I set it with a P365. For my eyes, where I'm at, I don't like it. Let's go back to something I can hit with. The magical Glock 26. Is it still magical? Yeah, I think so. For me. Now watch me miss every shot. Oh, I like those sights, dude. Oopsie. So it's not me, it's the sights. Told you. By the way, don't kid yourself, that's a hard shot. You might be watching and go, that's nothing. That's nothing. I could do that with my 22. With a smaller gun, it's kind of hard. With a full-size gun, more doable. But let's go back to this. My sight's notwithstanding, and whatever was going on with my gun here, this one, the 48. These guns, to me, are about the same. They're about the same philosophy of use. They're about the same in capabilities, even though I wasn't demonstrating it that good. But if I put Heine straight 8s on this, I think you'll see me do better. Also, I didn't put like a 3.5 pound connector in it. I think I have a ghost connector in this one, which helps me at those longer ranges. Maybe that's it too. That fancy, that's a lot of excuses, dude. I know. Honestly, I'm aiming right plate, and I don't know if that's where I'm hitting. I don't know. So what I need to do is go on paper at this range and just see where I'm hitting. Then I'll know. But you can see for me, the Glock 26 is super duper regulated properly. Let me show you the holster that I've been using forever on my Glock 26, and I do love it so very much. It is the Galco Classic Light, dudes. Look how worn this thing is. Link below. So this will work for a 19. Works for this Glock 26. So, under the shirt, Superman carry. So if you need to access it, you can either lift your shirt and draw, or just rip your buttons open, i.e. Superman. Do I carry this way frequently? Actually, nowadays I'm about 75% Kuziak leather inside the waistband and about 25% Galco Classic Light. And then here's one for the Glock 48. And no, they're not the same holster. I wish they were. Brand new. So I have to configure it for the Glock 48. There you have it. So is the Glock 26 still awesome? Dude, of course it is. Never ever sell your Glock 26. Hey, Nothing Fancy, I kind of like that Don't Snipe and Karen Tan Office reference. That was pretty funny. Thank you. Yeah, you don't sell a 26. I mean, find a different purpose for it. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can integrate it into a system. It could be a vehicle gun, bug out kit gun. I think 9mm is too heavy. I think the gun is too heavy for a bug out kit. But dude, all kinds of ways you could integrate a Glock 26 into a system. Love the 26. Love it. By the way, that's got an extended Glock 34 lever on. Actually, that's not an OEM. That's an aftermarket one. And I put that on way long time ago. Nothing fancy. I wish I could shoot where you shoot. It's awesome, dude. Totally awesome. I love it. Stoppage right there. I wonder if I did that. I could have been hitting that slide release. I bet you that's what it was. I had my thumb pushing up on it. My bad. And I'm Winchester. There you have it, boys. Is it still awesome? In-field review, nothing fancy. The question, the answer to the question is yes. Glock 26s are still awesome. I really recommend you hold on to them. Don't sell them. If you have children, pass them on. More than anything, just use it. Use your Glock 26 as a carry gun, without rule of law gun, vehicle gun, backpacking gun. I've gone backpacking with this many times. You've seen it in the project. Glock 26 in the day was my go-to backpacking gun. Anti-bear caliber? No. It's generally for bad people. I don't find bears to be a problem where I go backpacking. They're not a problem. But Glock 26, use with confidence, hang on to it. Totally awesome, totally recommended, nothing fancy. This video was brought to you by my Patreon members. You should be one. I have no levels. Even $1 per video gets you into the clubhouse. I charge $6 per month. Totally worth it. And I'll keep working hard for you guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you next video, probably out in the desert. Redemption? We'll see. A little bit better. I love the 48, don't get me wrong. It is also very awesome.